It's like we're stuck. You know, like a needle on a scratch record.
It's one of those infinite time loop situations you might have heard about.
It's a thing where the same day keeps happening?
I wake up every day right here, right in Punxsutawney, and it's always February 2nd.
Time. I promise to explain everything later, but I need you to trust me.
Slow down! What are you, in a damn time loop or something?
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again. And that must mean that I'm Professor Robert E.G. Black, and this is the Groundhog Day Project. Before we get to minute 6, finally, crossing my fingers on this one, but next episode, I wanted to do the other thing I had actually scheduled before I got to it, which was to read to you the opening of the final revision of the script. Unlike the film, we do not get the scene at the news station. That was added later. And the drive to Punxsutawney plays out a bit differently. This is from the final revision, dated March 5th, 1992. Fade in. Exterior, Pittsburgh, day. We see the downtown skyline of Pittsburgh, the tall buildings sprouting from a triangle formed by the three rivers, the Allegheny, the Monongahela, and the Ohio. Roll credits and theme music. A TV news van marked WPBH Action News Pittsburgh is leaving the city. The van travels across a bridge and disappears into a tunnel. Cut 2. Exterior, interstate, later. The van cruises through the frozen countryside of western Pennsylvania. Phil, voiceover, on the car phone. With me you don't just get a weatherman. I give you a personality with the credibility of a first-class journalist. The interior, the van, continuous. Phil Connors, the Action News weatherman, is talking on the phone. He's in his mid-30s, smart, rugged... Wait, is he still in the van in this version? Did I read the version with the car? Before I continue this reading, in case I haven't brought this up. We got music. Yeah, it's pretty brief, but say this is from the third revision, dated January 30th, 1992. This is after the Holly and Stephanie stuff. And then we get Phil is following close behind the van in a new Lexus coupe. His car has a bumper sticker that reads, "Weathermen like it sunny and moist."
Ow! Ew.
Phil, voiceover on his car phone, disguising his voice. "Hello, is this the Channel 9 news van? Can I please speak with Rita?" Interior, the van, same time. Larry hands Rita the cellular phone. Larry, "It's for you." Rita looks surprised, but takes the call. Rita, "Hello." Interior, the Lexus, continuous. Phil talks to Rita in a really strange, funny voice. Phil, "Is this Rita? You don't know me, but I'm the guy right behind you in the red Bronco. I watch the Channel 9 news all the time, and I was wondering what Phil Connors is like. He's always been kind of a hero to me." Rita looks out the back window and sees Phil following close behind. Rita, "Great. Prank phone calls, Phil?" Phil, in his real voice, "Don't hang up. This is as much fun as you're going to have on this trip." Rita, "Goodbye, Phil." She hangs up. And then we get to them arriving in town. Now, back to the final revision. Where were we? Phil Connors, the Action News weatherman, is talking on the phone. He's in his mid-30s, smart, rugged-looking, perhaps a little too full of himself, but clearly a guy with a lot of personality. Phil, on the phone. "Look at my tape. You'll get it." Larry and Rita, together. "We've seen it." Phil, "Strange. I got a very positive response from another network." Larry, the union cameraman and techie, is driving. He snorts at Phil's bald-faced lie. Larry, "Yeah, that would be the Home Shopping Network." Okay, a line that ended up in the earlier scene in the film. Cool. Phil, on phone. "I'm getting some annoying static here, Dan. I'm mobile. Something's breaking. I've got to be there. Let's hook up tomorrow. I'll call you. Whatever. Bye-bye." He hangs up and glares at Larry. Phil, "Larry, can you keep a secret? I'm probably leaving PBH." And then we get essentially the same conversation we get in the film, which is where we've left off at the end of minute 5 and going into minute 6. We do get a little extra thing here. After the conversation we get where Phil tells Rita to look at her face in the mirror. Do you want a mirror so you can see your face when you wrinkle up your nose? Rita smiles self-consciously and leans back in her seat. Exterior highway. Later, the van swings off the interstate and onto a 2-lane highway. Interior, the van, same time. Larry is munching on a bag of Fritos. He offers one to Phil. Larry, Frito? Phil, so I can spend 40 minutes on a treadmill walking it off? Thanks. No. Rita is watching the passing landscape with interest. Rita, it's pretty out here, isn't it? To Phil, what's Punxsutawney like? Phil looks up from the magazine he's reading. Phil, a magical, enchanted place. It's the Constantinople of the entire western Appalachian Susquehanna drainage. She knows Phil mainly by his reputation, and it isn't good. Still, she finds him appealing in an odd way. Rita, do you always joke? Phil, I'm shy, and I'm sensitive, so I kid. Rita, a lot of people around the station think you're not very sincere. Phil, well, I hope I've convinced you. And then we get to them passing the billboard, which is going to happen in minute 6. So, a nice quick episode this week. Just wanted to catch you up on what the scripts were doing and get us back on track to getting back into the movie. Though I assume What is a Strange Loop Part 4 will happen sometime once I get into reading Hofstadter.
Knew you were gonna say that.
This has been a production of Lemming Drops Studio. You can find links to more at lemmingdrops.com or join the Facebook group Lemming Drops Studio Tour. Also, you can support all my shows at patreon.com/lemmingdrops.
What is wrong in the end which never comes? Or it comes again and again, lapping, like waves.
Since the Big Bang set everything in motion, everything that happens in this universe has to be the way it is. Particles unfolding the way they're destined to.
How do you sleep at night? You've never seen Groundhog Day?
Yeah, you know Groundhog Day is not a documentary.